The 7th Emerging Markets Forum is a hybrid event that gathered over 100 global policymakers, central bank governors and economists to tackle Africa's economic hurdles amidst shifting global trade dynamics.
Distinguished guests,
the opening conversations focused on how Africa can take advantage of the global shocks to strengthen fiscal and monetary policy.
Nigeria's experience over the last 3 years illustrates what difficult but necessary structural reforms can achieve. The foreign exchange market has decisively shifted away from multiple administrative windows and an incoherent managed regime towards a transparent, market-reflective system anchored on price discovery.
Africa stands at a critical moment in its development journey. The choices we make in response to global economic change will influence the prosperity and opportunities available to the future generations.
Issues are important intellectually to think of development issues facing all of us.
In her presentation, the Director General of the World Trade Organization, Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, notes that Africa is rebounding, but growth remains fragile. However, she has a warning for governments across the continent.
Reforming the multilateral trading system and broadening the global economic base are deeply complementary. To attract the kind of investments we've been talking about, developing countries will need to improve their business climate, upgrade hard and soft infrastructure, and provide a stable macroeconomic environment.
The centerpiece event featured the Governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Mr. Olayemi Cardoso, and the Director General of the World Trade Organization, Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala. The conversation focused on Africa leveraging its young population and the African Continental Free Trade Area to attract investment despite global headwinds.
We should be thinking our trade with the external world, not just the US, on things that are non-oil, is improving, but could do so much better. We need to expand the sources of growth in the economy. We need to expand the sources of trade. We need to add value to our products, and we need to trade more.
Creating opportunities for younger people, ensuring that you had a more open, transparent, good, clean governance that would be able to put on right policies and be able to save an economy from collapse.
The second day of the meeting focused on Nigeria and the biggest question from citizens and investors. Where did the savings from subsidy removal go?
Tell us what your plans are to translate the still monetary stability that Nigeria has achieved over the last 3 years into convert this stability into a broadly based growth that will help Nigeria's poor, its farmers, and its youth. But not through fiscal transfers, but through agricultural growth and job creation.
The minister responds. According to him, part of the savings has been absorbed by higher debt servicing costs, with borrowing rates rising from 8% to as much as 24%. Wage bill also nearly doubled after the minimum wage was increased to 70,000 naira, while spending on education loans now covers tuition and stipend for over 1.5 million students.
Because the reforms induce higher prices, interest rates went up. So instead of paying 8% on our debt, we're paying as high as 24%. When you need to service debt, you don't debate it whether you need to pay. You can't negotiate it. You pay, and you pay on time.
The conversation then moved to food and price volatility, identified as one of the greatest threats to emerging markets. Panelists made some recommendations.
Access to market is actually a precursor to solving some of the problems we have in food, especially when it comes to food inflation.
Ownership. In anything that we are doing, if we don't own the ideas, if we don't internalize what we are doing, we fail. So first thing I would advise the young generation is trust yourself.
As the 7th Africa Emerging Markets Forum ends with tough questions and tougher answers on subsidies, debts, and poverty, the charge to policymakers is clear. Show results. Sarah Achimugu, Channel Television News.